It's official. Bryan MBEUMO is a Manchester United player. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. It's brilliant to see you all here this evening. We're taking your calls. You want to get your views. You want to get your opinions live on the show to know what you think and to know what you feel. I'm going to put the link for you to call in into the live chat right now. But as I say, it is official. It is done. It is dusted. Bryan MBEUMO, is a Manchester United player. And I, for one, am very, very happy indeed. Of course, welcome to the Football Terrace community. I know the United Stand community has joined me over here as well. But it's a Shampers day. It's a Shampers day for Manchester United. It is. And look, there's been a lot to be negative about. There's been a lot to be unhappy about. There's been a lot to be frustrated about as a Manchester United fan this summer. But I feel this evening, very, very positive news. We're changing the lighting colors there, as you can see. But I'm very, very happy with it. And thank you, Luke Skywalker, there for encouraging everybody in the live chat to hit that like button. And as we've said, we're going to share the link. I think we've shared it already. We haven't actually shared it yet, have we? Yes, we have. We've shared the link. We've pinned that to the live chat. So if you want to come on, if you want to have your say, get yourselves called in now. Let's have that conversation because there is a fair bit to speak about this evening on this deal. But look, we know the cost. We know how much it's cost us, 65 million pound as a flat fee. But he's in, he's through the door. It's done and dusted now. And I think for me, that's such an important part of this, is getting it over the line, now moving on to those new deals. A goalkeeper, a number 6, and a striker, according to David Ornstein this evening. But it was reading what Bryan MBEUMO has said, I think for me more than anything else, has left me with a sense of excitement. You know, he just so clearly wants to be a Manchester United player, which I think is important. That was a big sort of driving factor in why he is here, why he is signed for us. And for me, I just feel that that's such an important thing for Man United fans to focus on, because we haven't had a lot to be happy about in recent times. We just haven't. Whether we like it or not, we haven't had a lot to be happy about. We wondered, would people still want to play for us? Would people still find us attractive? Do we still have the pull? And Bryan MBEUMO has said, yes, absolutely. And he's joined us, and he's made that abundantly clear why he's joined us. It also gives us something to hold on to and to push back against, and to say to the owners of this football club and the directors of this football club, you know, you're promising players a bright future. You're promising players that we're going to move forward and we're going to be a bigger and a better team. Well, how about you go and deliver against that? I think these elements are so important for us as fans to talk about. And that's why we're doing the call-in show tonight. That's why we want to hear from Manchester United fans. The deal is done. The deal is over the line. And Bryan MBEUMO is a Manchester United player. And look, there's some positives as well. You know, he turned down some other really, really big teams to be a Manchester United player. He turned down Newcastle. We turned down Arsenal. We turned down Tottenham. Let us, as United fans, no matter how annoyed we are, let us not forget that at this particular moment in time. Lee here says, tears in my eyes. I feel similar. I feel really, really happy with what we've done. I feel really chuffed with getting this deal complete and getting this fill finished. I really, really do. I really, really do. This here says, Terry, have you seen Chris Wheeler's tweet that Chelsea tried to hijack the deal late on, but MBEUMO rejected them? I didn't see that. Is that true? Is that true? I'm not saying you wouldn't lie about it. Is that true? Chelsea came in as well. Do you know what? I saw it in one of my group chats. Somebody say Chelsea rejected. Is that what it was about? Wow. I didn't know that. Crazy. It does say here as well that it says that Man United, unhappy with how Brentford conducted themselves during the negotiations for MBEUMO, felt as though they wanted him to go to Spurs or Newcastle. Arsenal showed interest and Chelsea made a late attempt, but MBEUMO always wanted to go to United. Samuel Luckhurst is pushing that news as well. Listen, I'll take it. So he rejected Chelsea. He rejected Arsenal. He rejected Spurs and Newcastle. But yeah, look, and this is why, listen, this is one of the reasons why I said as well, I'm unhappy it took us 8 weeks to get here. I'm not going back on those words. But remember what I said. It's about nuance here. We would see the wood for the trees afterwards. And it does appear that Brentford were taking the piss. And what Man United didn't do, which my hope is in the longer term pays dividends, is we didn't roll over and we didn't have our bellies tickled and we didn't panic and we still took our time to get to a decision. We got under their 70 million valuation and we got the payment terms we wanted. Still nowhere near the speed and accuracy and sort of surgical precision that I want from our negotiation team. But it's interesting reading that now. I didn't even know. I was live for an hour on the United stand, so I didn't actually hear that until I went live here. Does it not make sense that we play 3-4-1-2? This way, Bruno plays in the 10 role and Cunha and Bryan MBEUMO up top. This allows for us to bring Bruno into the team and stops teams from breaking from the back. I don't necessarily think it matters whether we... Oh, yeah, yes, listen, it might work. I think there's logic to what you're saying. If we sign a number 9, we probably won't do that. We probably won't. But I can understand completely why people want that formation, why people want it to look that way. I get it. I completely and utterly get why people want that. Terry, please, can you have an Arsenal show for us to protest? Okay. I mean, you can come on and moan about your club. No one is stopping you here. I promise you, brother. I'm not stopping anybody from doing that. I don't know what to say to that other than, yeah, I mean, you can phone in and have a moan about your club. I don't know about a protest show, but you can certainly come on and complain about your football club. There we go. Is that what one of my group chats going on about now? One sec. Just messaging Marc. Boom. That's what it was all about. Rejected. Oh, no. It's quiet. Hang on. It's quiet in the GC tonight. The GC's quiet. Funny, man. Funny. The one thing I would say, look, all banter aside from rivals, I'm not surprised all these teams came in for MBEUMO. We know how good a player he is. It's only been since he's sort of about to join Man United that you've seen people kind of change their minds and doubt him. And there's always a possibility signings don't work out. I'm very aware of that. But we all knew how good a signing he was. We all know how good of a football player he is. So is it surprising? Is it shocking? Is it crazy? Is it far-fetched that other really good teams wanted to buy him? Not in my personal opinion. I think that is very, very normal. Very, very normal indeed. It really, really is. I'm going to read out for you all, and I did this on the United stand, but I am going to do it here on the Football Terrace, what MBEUMO has said as well, which I think is important. It's what he said about joining Man United, and then we're going to go straight to your calls. He said, as soon as I knew there was a chance to join Manchester United, I had to take the opportunity to sign for the club of my dreams. The team whose shirt I wore growing up. He said, my mentality has always been to be better than I was yesterday. I know that I have the spirit and character to reach another level here, learning from Ruben Amorim and playing alongside world-class players. Everybody told me about the environment that has been created here and how exciting the plans are for the future. This is a massive club with an incredible stadium and amazing fans. We are all really determined to challenge for the biggest trophies. And I like that. And I like it on a number of reasons. It's great to hear that from him. But what it also does is it gives us a little bit of something to hold the owners accountable to. You're selling the idea of a change of culture, direction, and a new dawn to the new players. And we need to hold you to account as much as they do in many, many ways. So brilliant words from him. Yep. Would you expect to hear any different? No. But I'm very, very happy that the man is here. I'm very, very happy that he's a Manchester United player. Now on to the next. Now go and get the striker. Now go and get the 6. Now go and get us a new goalkeeper. Love it. Absolutely love it. I really, really do. And I will say this as well. I love the fact that he was in a suit yesterday. Call me old school. Call me old fashioned. Call me an old fuddy-duddy. I don't care. I love the fact that he was in a suit. He wants to be a United player. And I know we're not happy with our club at the moment. Things haven't been great in recent years. But it is great to see somebody have that drive and that passion to want to play for the club that we all love. Maybe not everyone watching right now. Maybe there's some rivals here. But Man United fans certainly all love. Let's go to some of your calls. Let's go to some calls now coming in. Liam is going to join us first. We've got Paul backstage and many others. There's loads of people. I haven't said all your names. Ray's backstage and others, but we're going to start bringing you guys out. I want to give you the chance to have your say on this right now. Liam, welcome back to the show, my friend. We've finally got the announcements here. He's going to be on the tour. What's your thoughts and feelings now it's happened, my friend?
Yeah, as you said, just excited to get on to the next. But yeah, besides that, really happy with the player. As you said about the suit thing, I just love a classic gentleman, if you want to put it like that. You know, whenever I have to go into my office, I know you've seen me call in from my car and I've got coal in my face and, you know, I'm wearing my high vis. But when I go into the office, I always want to wear my suit, want to look my best. And I like somebody that wants to present themselves like that. I like that he's almost a very no-nonsense, very football-orientated, family and community-orientated gentleman. And I think, it's just the right mindset we need at the club at the moment. But yeah, besides that, at this point, I almost just don't want a striker. I'd rather just say, you know what, let's force Onana out. Let's sell Bayern and buy a goalkeeper. And tell Onana, you know what?
Can I ask, Liam, is that because you're not keen on the strikers we're linked to?
I just don't see us making the right decision. From here, I just feel like the chances of us making the wrong decision are too high. And the only thing I kind of like is this Martinez, Watkins combined deal thing, which is, I feel like it's almost impossible to do those types of deals, almost like a swap deal. They feel like, you know, they're either too hard to fight on the individual deals. There's too much going on at the same time. And if we get Nicholas Jackson, that's all I'm saying. Let me just leave it at that. If we get Nicholas Jackson, I don't know. I don't know where we could go from there.
No, I hear you. I don't want him either. I think it would be a terrible piece of business for us to bring him in. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I think it'd be a terrible piece of business to bring him in. And yeah, look, I do get your point as well. But look, what I would say about not signing a striker, I get fans. If you don't like the players we're linked to, it makes a lot of sense. I think the price is also key. You know, if we're dropping 75 million on Ollie Watkins, again, decent player, but it's too much money. I'd rather spend £80 million almost on Belieber and wait for a striker, because we're never completing the squad rebuild in one summer, and we've just bought a lot of goals into the club. But but we've got the man. He's over the line. Liam, I appreciate you calling in, mate, and having your say. Top man.
Thank you,
bro. Speak again soon. Thank you. Ray's on the show with us next. What you saying, Ray?
Big up, Terry. How are you, mate?
I'm very, very well. How happy are you now that this deal is over the line for Manchester?
Do you know, I'm very, very happy because I've been watching Bryan MBEUMO for a very long time, and I thought, wow, we're actually in for this guy. And when we said, yeah, because I thought, you know, and you see, one thing I like about that signing MBEUMO, Terry, is maybe we've not done it in the last, surely not in the last 6-7 years. We've not gone to a Premier League team and signed their best player, which MBEUMO is. You know, we've gone abroad, or we might have bought prospects, or we might buy guys, you know, like towards the end of the, you know, they're good, but they're coming towards the end of the career. With Bryan MBEUMO, it's a different signing for me, because we're not only signing a 20 Premier League goal scorer, we're actually signing one of the best players out of one of our potential rivals. I know it's Brentford, but it's hard to say, but one of our potential rivals players. And this is why I'm excited about that, because we're not thinking, is he going to make it in the Premier League? Or is it, I mean, we've seen it, and we've seen the kind of character he is, because don't forget, he pulled Brentford out when everybody think Brentford's going to go down, and he's done very well. Yeah, United is a bigger club and a bigger challenge, but I think this guy's got that characteristics to do that. And this is why I'm looking at the striker and option and going, no, don't get Jackson, because Jackson is not Chelsea. If Jackson was Chelsea's best striker, yes, I'm down for Jackson. But he's a cast-off. that means Chelsea doesn't want Jackson. We should be getting team's best players. This is going to improve United. This is what we used to do in the past. We never used to just go, all right, we just go get Van Persie because Van Persie is Van Persie. No, Van Persie was Arsenal's best striker. Hence, he'll come to United already hyped up, ready to go. And I think a little bit of difference, because I'm not happy with Ineos, but what I'm seeing them doing now is they've done it with Cunha, they've done it with, they're actually going and get other teams' best players. So when they come to United, they're ready. Yeah,
and we haven't done that enough. We went and got Lukaku a few years back, and it worked in the short term, but there was no strategy at the club. We got Sanchez, but he didn't really want to be here. You could argue Morgan Schneiderlin, is a good midfielder at Southampton. So it's been done, but it's been done too sparingly, I think, in the past few years, especially with attacking players. Actually going out and getting good technical, and even with like Lukaku. When we signed him, I would say 50-60% of our fan base didn't like the touch, didn't like the technical side of the player. Yes, he scored goals, but no one really felt like he would make us better overall. With Cunha and MBEUMO, we can all see the quality they possess as players. So I think it's very, very key indeed. Ray, listen, mate, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, my friend.
All right, we'll catch up later. Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, mate. Renee is joining us now on the show. What are you saying, Renee?
Well, I hate to kind of be like a kind of Debbie Downer, so to speak, right? But I'm just a little bit, I'll say, scared. Now, I'll give a little bit of credit to Ineos here, which is probably surprising. But I think the moves that we're making now, especially compared to last year and how we handled the whole Ten Hag debacle, it's a lot better. Still not starting off on the right foot this year, obviously, in the summer transfer window. I'm not going to say that. But in terms of Cunha and MBEUMO, I think that those two profiles fit what Amarim wants to do very well. So I'll give him credit for that. This is kind of where I get a little scared, though. And I'm not going to go too in on it, just because I do understand as well that this is kind of if the culture is going to change, it'll be this season. And what I mean by that is, what is it going to be like when the season starts and we start to hit those brick walls, right? I mean, we're starting off against Arsenal, and that's kind of a scary one, though. I have no doubt in my mind that these players will kind of show up for that as well. We see them do it time and time again against Manchester City, against, having some performances against Liverpool, Arsenal, stuff like that, right? So I think against the big teams, I'm not too worried, surprisingly. It's just kind of when we're in the middle of the season and we're going, game to game to game to game, facing everybody in between. That's where I kind of actually get a little scared. That's where we find out where we will be on the ladder. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah,
it's only two players. How much can they really change themselves, right? Like, I'm not expecting them to come in and change the culture completely. Although I do understand that we've gotten rid of some of the, our like diamond players like Rashford and Garnacho. Unfortunately, those things went the way that they did. And you can maybe attribute some of that mentality to players like that we won't have to worry about this season. But where does that really change? And that's kind of where I'm a little scared. Like, we always see it,
So I think you've spoken brilliantly there, Renee, because we do this a lot as Man United fans. It's the one player we're not at a point where we need the final piece of a jigsaw. We are not there yet. We are still, if we use a jigsaw analogy, we are still trying to sort out the sides from the middle pieces. We're still looking at the box. We're sure we've got enough pieces here. We're at early stages. And it's why, yes, we should criticize. Yes, we can be annoyed. These things are allowed. But I don't think we're going to see this plan. I don't think we're going to start seeing it come together for another couple of years yet. And what I mean by that is there'll be moments. There'll be moments where we might start the season well and be free. We might win 3 of our opening 4 games. And we go, okay, we're looking all right. But there's going to be some more peaks and troughs because we're so broken. Listen, I'd love to be wrong here, and I'd love next year to be better. The following year to be better, barely any dips, but progress in life, in every facet of life, progress is very rarely just completely linear in one direction without any dips, without any setbacks. And we've got to prepare ourselves for that. I love these 2 new signings, the same as you. We need 3, if not 4 more.
Yes.
And I'm not putting the pressure on those players to be the ones to fix us. It isn't. They're not going to fix us. They are, because they can't fix the culture unless the people running the club are pushing for a certain type of behavior. If we are rejecting the idea, so there's a lot of people today like, oh, I hate Rashford now, or oh, I can't believe we treated Rashford so badly. It's not even an issue of Rashford being a bad human being.
Right.
It was a relationship that professionally that broke down. And I think a lot of younger people, especially, haven't experienced enough of life yet. I don't mean to sound condescending. It's just the truth.
I agree.
You can have a professional breakdown with a colleague or a boss. Doesn't mean they're a bad human being or you're a bad human being. It's a professional situation. We've allowed the professional environment at our club to become poor. Wanting players out because you don't think they're professional enough isn't the same as saying they're horrible human beings. And I don't think we draw the line well enough. I don't think fans sometimes understand that. So you're absolutely right. There's going to be a lot more work that needs to happen. Ruben's got to be fully supported. And what I would say, again, I'm going to get called an Ineos sympathizer for this. Things like what we've done with the five, as the media's calling them, not allowing them to come back and train, essentially saying they will leave. Right. We may end up losing a little bit of money on some of them. I think it shows a bit more of a backbone where in the past, we've kind of told managers, no, you're playing him. He's a star. You ain't letting him go. He's a poster boy. And that has always led to more cultural issues in the future. And I think for me, that's where I have a little bit of hope. But you're right. They've got to maintain that. They can't allow it to be short-lived and then back to square one again. So I think you're right to not get... I look at it this way. I love the signing. But like with everything that's happened at this club in the last year or so, I don't let anything good let me get carried away. I don't let anything bad completely make me melt down. I'm trying, and the reason I'm doing it, people think it's because I've got apathy or I've stopped caring. It's because we are trying something new. I can see we're trying something new. I know it's a 3 to 5 years when they came in. It's a 3 to 4 year process from here to maybe fix us. So I'm just open-minded to everything. So I totally get your point, Renee. I really do.
Yeah. I just have one question for you here then, Terry.
Go for it.
You know, kind of just to piggyback off what you were saying there, how much faith do you have in especially the fan base to see what me and you are talking about here and carry that into the season? Because we're gonna have some downward slopes, like you said, right? And it's just a matter of how much faith do you have personally that we as a fan base collectively will kind of allow Amram another season, right? Because a lot of people are already viewing it that way. They are. Like, do we let him go another season like this?
I've seen a lot of Man United YouTubers in the last few days talk about how this year is going to be their villain arc year.
Right.
And I don't even get it. And that's not because they're right or wrong. I just don't understand how you can plan to be a villain if nothing bad's happened yet. Maybe they think something bad's already happened. Maybe the horse has bolted. There's some United fans that won't be patient. There's some people that pretend to be United fans. They're just always going to look for the negative no matter what we do.
Yeah.
The media are going to be honest at every moment. I think match-going fans will be very supportive every single game, as we saw last year.
Right.
And I think my view, but put all those groups aside, because I still think when you add all those groups up, online fans, YouTubers, I do think there are fake fans that have big accounts that pretend they're United fans, same as all clubs. There's the match-going fans. That's still a small percentage of the club. My gut feeling is if we can start winning some more games, he'll be okay, almost irrespective of where we finish in the league. I think what killed a lot of people last year, I was talking about this earlier on in the United stand, we all do this thing of, as long as there's a system, I can get behind it. No, we all need our club to win.
Yeah.
And I think if we could pick up 8, 9, 10 more wins next season, win some big games, maybe pick up a trophy, which we've done before, maybe go on a good run. You know, Ten Hag, for instance, had a run when he lost us up in 2 games. And then I swear we went another 3 months where we only lost like 1 or 2 matches. He needs a good run like that. 3 or 4 wins on the bounce. Probably needs more than 8 wins, to be fair. Probably needs nearer sort of 11, 12 additional wins in the league. But some good runs. He's going to need that because overall, I don't think the majority of Man United fans, and I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm just saying I don't think the majority of Man United fans are going to be patient if we don't start the season well. There's already United fans I know and respect calling for him to be sacked. So There isn't going to be this universal patience. And
after the first game, after the first friendly, they're
after the first friendly, I saw someone, and again, I didn't like the midfield. I don't want them to play it in real games.
But I'm so sorry to cut you off here, Terry. But
go for it.
My only issue with that is I completely understood that criticism up until the second half. Can we all just stop for a second and realize that those were two different teams out there? It started off okay at a certain point in the first period with all those players for about maybe 10 minutes. But man, that second half with all the rest of the players that came on, it was completely different. Even Heaton, listen, I'm not even going to try to sit here and say that Heaton should start next season. But you're not going to sit here and say that he didn't play the system way better in just one half than Onana did all of last season with Amram and Bayender, the few games that he's played.
I agree. And you got to look at it this way. Who knows what the manager's thoughts were for that game? We might not see Cass and Bruno again together. If we keep seeing it, I'll call it out.
Yeah.
There could be a train of thought though of don't really have any plans for Collier to play central midfield. Let me see what he's like playing in one of my 10 roles.
Yeah.
Because he could stay as a backup. Maybe that's why we did it that way around. Maybe we're testing Collier more so than testing out the midfield pivot. It's so hard in a game where you change everybody at halftime to know what would have happened if we could only make 3 or 4 or 5 subs. Right. Equally, we are right to call that out. I just think asking for him to be sacked already, I don't quite get it yet. But that's too far too soon for me. Listen, Rene, thank you for calling in, mate. I really do appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Marc is on the show with us next. What are you saying, Marc?
Big up to my first time on here today. First time on here.
Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. How happy are you with the official announcement of Bryan MBEUMO to United?
Brilliant signing, great signing. I think really good signing. That I think he'll be score loads of goals, be good at assisting and all, so setting up goals, assisting everything. He'll score a lot of goals, assists, and I think it'll be a good signing and everything. So
good. What do you want to see next? Who do you want to see come in next? Have you got a striker in mind that you'd like to see?
Yes, actually, I wouldn't mind him from Leipzig.
Benjamin Šeško.
Yeah.
No, I like him too.
I think he's like quality, but he's quality. He can also score goals. He's good in the air, good at running, and because I've been watching their games on telly, and it's really good.
Fair. Listen, I like him. I think at the right price, he could be a very good player for us. I really do. Marc, I appreciate you calling in. Make sure you phone in again, my friend.
I will do. Take care now. See you later.
Mate. Thank you very much indeed.
Bye.
Paul is on with us now. What are you saying, Paul?
Good signing, but it took 7 weeks.
Yeah, too long. Far too long.
Yep, I agree with you, Terry. Far too long. I didn't like that.
How are you excited to watch him play, though? How excited are you to watch him play?
Really excited. He fit in well. He will fit in well with us. He fit in well.
Absolutely. And what do you want to see next, Paul? What's the sort of next target you want to see Man United go after and get done and get over the line?
Well, I'd like to see Djokovic, but it's not going to happen. Never going to happen. But try Cisco. I'll try him in. I'll get him in and try him out. See how good he is. Will he fit in with that system?
It'd be very good. I'd like to try him. I'd like to see him as well. I agree with you on that. I'd like Gyökeres as well, but I don't see it either, my old mate. I don't see that one happening at all. No, I don't. Listen, Paul, I appreciate you calling in, mate, and we'll chat again soon. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Idris is on with us now. What are you saying, Idris? Oh, you're on mute, brother.
Hey, Terry. How are you?
I'm very well. What do you want to say, my bro?
Yeah, I'm excited about the 2 signings right now, but we for me, I want to see a midfielder though.
Yeah, have you got a midfielder in mind that you want the club to sign?
See, for me, I don't like doing the thing that some fans do, and I like that. I want to put a trust on the team of guys that are responsible for picking a player. But for me, a Scott McTominay type of player, but something better. But I just want someone who can run. I feel like we are too slow. And the whole of last season, the coach was saying it anyway, that we are slow and we are weak. Like he needs strength. So I like Mbeumo and Cunha because both of them bring some physique to the forward line and they are also better. But I really, really am worried about Fernandes playing deep. It don't give me the confidence that it should, because when you think about what the coach wants to do, the coach is doing 3 defenders and 2 wing backs. So because you have the 2 wing backs, he's expecting them to go to be attacking also. So you want 2 midfielders that can cover them when they are out of space and also cover in front of the 3. So my worry is we have people that are slow and then you're not gonna utilize the wing backs that much because they're always gonna be thinking about it instead of really going forward. So that's my problem I have a little bit, because I think all of last season we had that problem. When we lose the ball, the recovery speed was really, really bad. And it worried me a little bit. You know, I do want a striker and at least 1 midfielder. That's my hope.
Yeah, listen, I'd like a midfielder too. And I think you're right about the physicality. I think it's a really important part for us to address and to look at and to try and fix. I think it's very, very important indeed. My friend, I appreciate you phoning in, mate, and having your say. Top man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go back to some of your comments here that have come through. This here says, congrats to Cunha on a baby birth, and Mbeumo is here. Oh, I didn't know he had a baby, but yes, congratulations very much to him as well. This is here says, Kroenke's out, Trossard, Gabby 11 out, Trossard in, Rodrigo ? Eze Gyökeres. I think you'll get Eze. You're going to get Gyökeres. I'm not sure about Rodrigo at this moment in time, but that's certainly one to keep our eyes on moving forward. Look, I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. This is going to redirect you to Footy Judge Mo's channel, so go and support my brother over there. He'll be waiting. We're back tomorrow morning, myself and Marc Goldbridge, live 11 a.m. UK time, right here on the Football Terrace. So make sure you're all back, ready and waiting for that. Straight facts tomorrow afternoon, as well as things in the transfer window are certainly starting to pick up. Until next time, everybody, look after yourselves. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.